Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're all doing great. Got today, tomorrow, and then Friday's the last day of the code boot camp, so really just winding down here. We're still going through to do MVC. This is pretty much going to be the last thing that we're going to cover in the boot camp, so we're going to spend the remainder of the week on it. But today, the stuff that we just talked about was related to how do you set up a custom render method. This was set up here. And so we got to see how a custom render method is typically used in all of the different commands that you can pass into this render object, for example, to show items and to edit items and stuff like that. So we spent most of the day going through that, and that's important to understand. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing the Code Boot Camp, and a lot of my time I have not been able to do as much stuff with the side projects that you've seen in other videos related to computer vision, just because I start a new job on Monday, and I really want to put all my effort into understanding the basics of what's going to be expected of me in my role. So that means getting any paperwork I can get filled out early, getting it done, and reading this book on .NET from 2010 that my dad gave me, and going through all the basic tutorials in W3 schools. You know, I just feel like no matter what, any role that you go into, you can be a cashier or mathematician, whatever. There's always going to be nuances to the way that you're going to do things, and you kind of learn those as soon as you get there. But I'd rather not have to have like little handicaps, like, oh, I don't know what. I want to be able to go in and read code, basically. So I'm spending my time doing that, going over .NET and basic SQL. So understanding SQL, I was told by the new boss that I need to read SQL, be able to understand SQL queries. So obviously I'm spending a lot of time doing that. So I don't have a lot of time to work on my side projects. And to be honest, it's just kind of like, I kind of want to get things narrowed down. So I want to be able to tie the stuff that I'm doing together with online classes. And I've been thinking about how am I going to tie, if you saw yesterday's video, I have like all these different things on my GitHub that show you ways to implement data structures in C. So I'm trying to come up with applications for my class. I don't want it to just be boring. So some things that I'm thinking that would be cool in a class would be to show how arrays can be used to perform vector operations in math, how a linked list can be used as a filter. Digital signal processing, you can use a linked list as a filter, just taking a list and then processing it over and over, a list of samples. And for a binary tree, why not do a text adventure game? Since if you have a game that's just based off of trees, if you didn't see Bandersnatch on Netflix, that's what it is. It's a binary tree data structure. I think some of them have three choices. So to be a binary tree, each node has two branches that come off of it. And there's a lot of special properties because of that. So like the way to determine the height of a binary tree is 2 to the n nodes minus 1 is the way that you determine the height of a binary tree, because there's only two decisions on each one. So there's special rules that apply to that. And then I want to cover stack. So it's kind of hard because I know like a lot of like digital filters. Those are the things that I'm thinking about. So for stack, I'm trying to do something different. I looked up this thing called Shunts algorithm, or shunting algorithm, which is a way for you, it's what your calculator does when you type in operations in your calculator. All that stuff gets pushed onto a stack when you type it, and then it processes it as soon as you compute the calculation. So I think that would be a cool thing to demonstrate. And then for Q, of course, I'm going to do a filter. I don't know, a ring. It's going to be like a filter with a ring buffer or something, because I see a lot of people having problems with like an Arduino and doing stuff with electronics, and they're trying to find some way to take care of the problem using electrical components, which are kind of expensive. And really, it's like they have like wiggly signals or something like that, and they could have just put in a digital filter in their code, and that would have mitigated all of the problems they had. But they're like, oh, should I use a capacitor and then a freaking transistor? Like, this super complicated circuit just to take care of these little side effects because I'm reading in data too quickly. Nope. Oh, should I get 2 Arduinos because I need to read this measurement while I'm doing that? You could have just made a multi-threaded program or something. I mean, there's just like a lot of... I don't know if you can even run multi-threads on Arduino, but we'll find out. We'll see what I can do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I've just been pretty much focused on preparing for next week. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing this week, it's really just preparation, but it's still important to document what this process is like, because I think that a lot of people think, oh yeah, as soon as I start something new, I'm gonna use all the information I had before, and I'm like, I do not expect that at all. I expect there to be a huge learning curve, and for me to have to process a lot of information within like the first 3 to 6 months, and then at that point be able to fly pretty much on my own as a part of a team, like working with people. But it takes time, and the more that you just start doing it, the easier it gets. So yeah, I'm choosing to spend my time on that right now. I would love to just sit there and play around with Arduinos and stuff, but that's not going to happen, and I need to refresh my memory on a lot of things, and I need to learn some new things. There's going to be new things that are going to be showing up in my job, because there's a lot of information out there. I don't know what I could run into, so I'd rather be prepared. Yep, so that's pretty much it. That's all I'm doing right now. But hope everyone's having a lovely Wednesday, and I will keep on going throughout the week. I'm really hoping that planning out my course and stuff like this, I would like to get some things put together. Definitely not happening this month, but probably around in May, I'd be able to put together a quick tutorial that would cover the basic implementations of those data structures, and then I would put out little separate videos for each one of those applications, because I tried to do this in January and it was too much. But yep, that's it for today. Hope everyone has a lovely Wednesday.